Huawei has made a couple of decent mid-range smartphones, and this could be the best one ever made. So if you think the design looks very familiar with some recent devices, yes, this is the entry-level model of the Huawei P20, known as the P20 Lite in some other markets. But otherwise in Malaysia, this is called the Nova 3E. So can Huawei take on the mid-range smartphone market once again with the Nova 3E like it did with the Nova 2i last year? Let's find out. In some ways, I actually find the Nova 3E to be more attractive than the P20, especially when you opt for the blue color model. The glass back reflects beautifully, and surprisingly, it tends to hide fingerprints very well. Whether you like it or not, the Nova 3E gets the notch treatment with very visible bezels. The fingerprint scanner is located at the rear, while the bottom of the front glass sports Huawei's branding. Though I understand this has to be a really easy phone to build to keep costs low, but like I mentioned back on the P20, there is seriously no need for a notch on the front if you aren't doing something like the iPhone X. Unfortunately, there is also a screen optimization issue, as icons tend to get in the notch's way if there isn't enough space, which can be a visual annoyance. Other than that, the Nova 3E's display has decent color saturation and brightness that wouldn't disappoint when viewing outdoors. The Nova 3E's hardware internals is barely changed from last year's Huawei mid-range devices, which is still okay considering the phone's target customers wouldn't be emphasizing too much on performance. The impressive part here is the phone's internal storage, which comes with 128GB and can be expanded with a micro SD card. The phone also sports Huawei's fast charging via its USB-C port, which is an improvement to last year's Nova 2i and P10 Lite. The Nova 3E ships with Android Oreo with Huawei's EMUI 8.0 skin, which most of you would already have been very familiar with if you have been following our Huawei phone reviews. Since this is a mid-range device, you're not going to expect things such as the desktop mode to be present. Surprisingly, essential features such as knuckle gesture isn't available on the phone too, which can be disappointing for some who wants an easier way to capture screenshots and split screens. The Nova 3E supports facial unlock on top of biometric security, which only works well if used in good lighting conditions. Overall, there's nothing too fancy about the Nova 3E's software apart from the fact that you can hide the notch if you really hate it. What's always interesting to look at Huawei's Nova devices would be its cameras, as the Nova series has always been a serious contender to Oppo and Vivo's selfie smartphones. The main camera takes 60 megapixels still, supported by a secondary 2 megapixel sensor for measuring depth information, which has been a camera system we have been seeing frequently for the past few years. Image quality is generally okay if you are not asking too much. The camera tends to get the wrong exposure at times, but let's hope Huawei improves that with a software update. As for the front camera, it is a very different 24 megapixel shooter from the Huawei P20, as the Nova 3 takes surprisingly better looking selfies than the latter with sharper detail and a more natural looking skin beauty effect. Also present is AR lens, which lets you play around with animated stickers. The Nova 3E continues to impress with its battery life. Despite only having a 3000 mAh battery built in, the phone has no problems keeping up to a full day of usage with heavy usage of mobile hotspot, music, and video streaming. I wouldn't recommend this phone for gaming if you are looking for high quality graphics, but it will handle the usual games well with playable frame rates and doesn't get too hot when gaming for extended periods. Like all Huawei phones, the Nova 3E's cell reception doesn't disappoint, with good 4G signals and support for VoLTE. After using the Nova 3E for a period of time, I wouldn't consider this as an affordable alternative to the flagship P20 series. It is a totally different category, which Huawei has done right by not affiliating the device with the P series. This is a phone made for those looking for a stylish smartphone that offers a great selfie camera, large internal storage, a decent battery life with fast charging without breaking the bank. The Nova 3 retails at 1399 ringgit, which rivals against the Oppo F7 and Vivo V9. This is definitely an interesting fight for these three companies in the selfie smartphone category. What are your thoughts on the Nova 3E? Let me know about it in the comments, and be sure to share this video if you like what you saw. Subscribe to our channel and follow us on the usual places. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.